Hi foodies, how many of you know this iconic dish and this childhood memory dish? Curry egg and aloo with coconut bake. Let's get started. There is one aloo, we're going to give that a boil. Granny will say, go in the back and bring some fowl egg from the cube. So there I go, put in some eggs in there, give that a boil for 7 minutes. Now let us see what we need. In goes some fresh chopped garlic. In goes my ginger. And I'm going to give it a finely slice and dice. In goes some red onions. Use any onion that you have. Just give it thinly sliced. That looks marvelous. And this is a green habanero. Doesn't have too much heat. Just add as much as your family likes. Carapule leaf, as Granny would say, or some curry leaves here. That's what I will get in the US. It goes some fresh herbs, whatever you have. I am going to be using a red ripened tomato. Give that a nice finely slice. It's very soft and nice. It's very red. It's going to let a lot of lovely color out. And those fresh herbs here, I have some chives and some dill. Whatever have you, go ahead. You have bandania, podina, whatever. Just put it in to give a nice fresh herb taste towards this lovely dish. Let me know how many of you remember this dish. Granny frying up that egg, really nice for you. With that aloo, you sit down on the step and you're swinging your foot, eating with a nice cup of coffee, tea, Ovaltine, whatever have you. Boil those eggs, make some superficial marks so just on the top, because when you boil it, if you don't make those marks, it's going to pop and burn you. Now add a little bit of turmeric and hold that pot and give it a little swivel. There you go. That looks nice. Now take your spatula and just move it around until it cooks and get a nice lovely brown coating. This is how I love my egg. Granny spoiled me as a kid. In that same pot, add a little more oil, cumin, jeera, and mustard seed. In goes all our Granny will call it puran, I think. Yeah, your onion, pepper, garlic. Drop it in there. In goes my curry powder and some chili powder. Or you could add some paprika for lovely flavors. Let that fry for 4 minutes. In goes the sofrito or green seasoning. In goes that tomato. Add a little bit of water in there to make that lovely curry paste and to cook the rawness off. Now in goes some veggie base and some salt. Give it a good mix again. Now that boiled aloo, give it a little crush and drop it in there. Now Granny never boiled the aloo and add it. She peeled the aloo, but I think this gives you a better taste, better flavor. Now add some water and let that aloo boil in there for like 5 minutes and suck up all that beautiful curry that we prepared. Now we're going to add fresh herbs and the boiled egg and leave it there for 3 good minutes. In goes some garam masala, turn the heat off, and that looks lovely. Now let's make that fried coconut bake. So in goes my flour, my yeast, my sugar, a hint of salt. That Crisco margarine just does not want to go in there. So give that a good mix now. Let's put it in there. There you go. Now take your fingers and just cream it together in the flour. Now we're going to use some warm water and we're going to bring this lovely dough together. There you go. That looks nice. Take it out now and just give it a good knead for like 10 minutes. So we want the gluten to form. You get a good rise. Now you're going to roll it in a lovely ball, smoothen it off and put it in that bowl in a warm place for 1 hour or so. After 1 hour, this looks marvelous, double in size. So put some, I'm using some butter spray in my hands. Just break them out in some dough balls. I got 4 lovely dough balls. Roll them in together really nicely, and I'm going to set them on the side for like 10 minutes. Now it's time to fry. This looks beautiful, puffed up very well. Again, that butter spray on the kitchen counter. Take your fingers and just open them out. You don't need to use a baler. Just go ahead, and that oil will be at a medium heat. Regular frying oil, peanut oil, soybean oil, whatever have you. In goes that lovely fried coconut bake that you could enjoy with any side. I love this. Granny used to make it, we call it fried roti, but she used to make it with just baking powder. But I love the texture and the fluffiness and the feel of it when I just use yeast. Please do not use yeast and baking powder together. It's redundant. I'll let you know in another video why. So this looks marvelous, beautiful brown. Now let's do that plating. Iconic dish here, my childhood dish that Granny will always make for me. Sit down on the steps, swinging my legs, drinking my cup of Milo tea from Jenny's Walk. Always bringing great flavors to the table. Enjoy.